Welcome to The Explainer. So look, if you've been paying any attention to the creator economy lately, you know that growing a channel from scratch right now can feel, well, pretty brutal. It's crowded, it's super demanding, and let's face it, production values are just through the roof these days. But within that highly competitive world, there is actually this one really powerful, surprisingly simple niche that's allowing totally new creators to stand out and just grow like wildfire. So today, we're going to break down the ultimate hack to bypass all those massive production barriers. We're talking about the viral stick figure animation niche. $5,000. According to data pulled right from Social Blade in our source material, some of these seemingly simple stick figure channels are pulling in over $5,000 a month. I mean, that's a literal full-time income for creating minimalist art. It really proves that you don't need some massive Hollywood budget or a crazy expensive camera setup to capture attention. You just need the right strategy. And you know, what's truly remarkable here isn't just the money. It's the sheer volume of eyeballs. We're talking millions of views. And the absolute best part? The source highlights that these are incredibly easy to make and they're endlessly adaptable. You aren't locked into just one topic. You can apply this exact same method to finance, motivation, self-improvement, education, you name it. It's basically a universal vehicle for whatever message you want to get out there.
Okay, let's dive into the workflow. We'll be covering 1. The stick figure goldmine, 2. Script and voice generation, 3. Building the visual base, 4. Animating and styling, and 5. The final polish.
Section 1. The stick figure goldmine, demystifying the viral strategy.
So I want you to consider this the blueprint for your brand new virtual production studio. Seriously, treat this explainer like an over-the-shoulder masterclass. To get these viral videos made quickly, we're going to break the process down into 3 specialized employees or steps in your workflow. Step 1 is writing the script, Step 2 is generating the voiceover, and Step 3 is building the visuals. It's essentially a linear, repeatable factory line that you can run right from your laptop.
Section 2. Script and voice generation, your AI virtual assistants.
Okay, so your core tech stack here relies on 2 virtual assistants. Your scriptwriter is ChatGPT. It's incredibly fast, completely free, and highly customizable. Then your voice actor is ElevenLabs. Now, ElevenLabs is a paid tool, but our source points out a fantastic little detail. They actually offer a free trial that gives you around 10,000 credits. That is more than enough to get your first few videos off the ground completely risk-free, which really lowers the barrier to entry for anyone listening to this right now.
So how exactly do we command our scriptwriter? Well, it's as simple as a prompt like this. Write a 30-second motivational script about self-improvement. That is the exact prompt used in the source material. You literally just drop this into ChatGPT, hit generate, and boom, in seconds you have a completely cohesive script. Obviously, you can tweak the theme to finance or whatever you want, but the core idea here is that the heavy lifting of writing is done for you almost instantly.
Once you've got your script, you take it over to your voice actor, ElevenLabs. You paste the text in and browse through their massive library of voices. You really want to make sure you match the vibe of your text. For a motivational piece, the source specifically recommends a voice named Chris. Chris sounds exceptionally confident and motivational, which just fits that self-improvement niche perfectly. You just select Chris, click Generate Speech, download the audio file, and you're good.
Section 3. Building the visual base. Setting up Canva.
Setting up the foundation in Canva is incredibly straightforward. You just open the app, select the standard video size format, and immediately upload that newly generated voiceover right into the timeline. But here is the real secret sauce for the background. Do not just leave it plain white. The source suggests heading to the Elements tab and searching for paper background or textures. This gives your video that organic, tactile feel that perfectly complements stick figure art. It's a technique already being used by top viral channels. Once you pick a texture you like, just drag it out to match the length of your audio.
Section 4. Animating and styling, bringing stick figures to life.
Now listen closely because this next part is a massive pro tip from the source material for maintaining high visual quality. When you search for stick figures in Canva's Graphics tab, you are going to find literally thousands of options. To keep your video looking professional, find one stick figure you really like, click the 3 little dots on that graphic, and open the creator's profile. This unlocks an entire library of graphics drawn by that exact same artist.
And this really gets to the heart of why that pro tip matters so much. Think about it. If you just grab random stick figures from totally different artists for every single scene, your video is going to look mismatched. It ends up looking chaotic and, honestly, amateur.
But by pulling entirely from one single creator's profile, the whole thing suddenly looks unified, polished, and intentionally designed. It basically tricks the viewer into thinking you custom animated the entire video yourself. Next up, we need to add our text to really emphasize the voiceover. You just press T on your keyboard to drop in a text box. In the source example, they use the word transformation. But the styling is the key part here. They don't use some boring corporate font. They select a font called Chewy, which is bold and playful and perfectly matches that stick figure aesthetic. Then they change the color to a striking dark red to really make it pop off that textured paper background.
Because at the end of the day, the crucial point is keeping the viewer's eyes glued to the screen. And here's another amazing trick from the source for making your visuals dynamic. If your on-screen text features a two-word phrase, don't just use one solid color for the whole thing. Color block it. For example, make the first word black and the second word red. This simple little bit of contrast grabs attention instantly and makes the visual experience significantly more engaging for the viewer's brain.
Section 5. The final polish. Timing and music. A truly great video is all about pacing. If you want words to appear on screen one after another, syncing up perfectly as the voiceover speaks them, you actually don't need complex animation software at all. You just duplicate the text element in Canva, type the next word, and place it exactly where it needs to be. Then, you just adjust the timing of that specific element on the timeline so it appears the exact millisecond the word is spoken. Oh, and a quick note from the source. If there are any long, awkward pauses in your generated voiceover, make sure you split the clip and delete those silent gaps so the video just flows smoothly. Finally, we've got to set the emotional tone with some background music. You have two really great options here. You can stay right inside Canva, go to the Audio tab, and search for Motivational. But if you aren't finding the right vibe there, the source highly recommends heading over to Pixabay.com. It's this fantastic external source for copyright-free music. You can search for terms like inspirational, download the track, and upload it right into your Canva project. Just remember, and this is absolutely vital, lower that music volume heavily. You definitely don't want it overpowering your voiceover. When you put all of these simple, accessible pieces together, they just snap into place to create something incredibly powerful. Just listen to the final generated script from the source material. Every great transformation begins with a single small step. It's not about massive leaps. It's about showing up daily, even when it's hard. Now imagine those words spoken in a highly confident voice, perfectly synced up with popping red text and an inspiring little stick figure right there on a textured background. That right there is the anatomy of a viral video.
The tools to create high-performing, engaging content have literally never been more accessible than they are right this second. You don't need to be an artist. You don't need to be a voice actor. You just need to follow the system we walked through today. So, taking a page right out of our motivational script, your potential is waiting. The blueprint is right here in front of you. What will your first step be?